Welcome back to the second round. We are currently in the plot phase. Leonard plays the Valaduharis and Schweig plays Meeting Friends. It's a 6-3-1 epic plot. Each character you control cannot leave play while you control another character that shares a trait with that character. Currently, Schweig has 3 Castellan characters, Wolfgang, Schweig and Feline, so they all 3 cannot leave the game, and then he has Judge with the 2nd edition trait, as well as 1st edition Elitist with the Veteran and 1st edition trait. So Schweig plays the perfect counter plot to Leonard's reset plot. He decided to choose 1st edition Elitist as well as Judge for his for the Valaduharis of Leonard, and none of his characters has to leave the game. Leonard wins the innie and think about who will be first player. He decided Schweig has to be the first player. We are seeing both players draw 2 cards, and it's Schweig's turn. He collects income, 8, 6 from his plot, 2 from his cafeteria. And let's see what he will marshalling. Seems like Schweig goes the safe way. He plays a dupe on Schweig, even thanks to his plot. He cannot leave play, as well he cannot be killed or discarded from play thanks to Bacharach Kepak, as well as Feline gives him an immune to opponents effect. But safety first, why not? For 2 gold, he then plays the Werner Kapelle. It's a Bacharach ruin location. Cards you own cannot be removed from the game. Wow, okay. Action, kneel Werner Kapelle to discard 10 cards from your deck, then search your discard pile for a card and add it to your hand. Also really strong. I guess the cards you own cannot be removed from the game would even be enough to break the game, but okay, let's give him another draw effect with this location. So he triggers it. So he discards 10 cards. There's Dave, Savez-vous, Helpful Participant, Helmut, another Bistro Operator, another Bacharach Kebab. I think he will probably go with one of the 2 Castellan character, Dave or Helmut, because they don't have to kneel for attacking or defending, as well as they have a strength modificator +2 from the location Castle Stahleck, and Schweig gets +1 for every Castellan character in game. So that's my guess. He's still thinking. And he chooses Helmut. Helmut is a 4-cost character, military and power icon, 6th strength, Castellan and 1st edition. He has the keyword Intimidate. You may initiate an additional challenge of your choice during the challenge phase. Wow, that's great. Interrupt. When a card leaves play, okay, put a Moribund token on Helmut. Non-1st edition characters gets -1 strength until the end of the phase. So none of the cards from Schweig will leave play, so that's not a problem because it triggers the cards from Leonard that will for sure leave play while the game go further. I don't have any idea what a Moribund token is. So has Leonard, Schweig actual explaining Leonard what this token is, but the quality of the audio was really bad, so maybe one of the 1st edition player can explain it in the comments. It was, like I understand, keyword from the 1st edition. Schweig then plays Helmut for 4 cost. So 2 gold left, but he needs his cafeteria for additional 3 gold. So he has 5 gold again. The next card Schweik plays is for 2 cost, helpful participant. Oh, it's Chrissy from the Netherlands. 2 cost, military power icon, 2 strength. Challenges action, choose a Castellan character until the end of the phase. That character gets +3 strength, limited once per phase. And that was the marshalling phase from Schweik. He passes, and it's Leonard's turn to collect income. He gets 4 from his plot. He already triggered his location to get 2 more gold, so he's actual at 6 gold. He plays 2 gold to put a card into shadows, and he pays 2 another gold to bring Princess Attendant into play, which can reduce the cost of the next Mattel Lord or Lady at 2 by kneeling the character. Schweik reminds Leonard at this point that because of the effect of his Stairs of Stahleck or Bacharach, I don't remember the name correctly at this point, that the character has to come into play knelt. So Leonard kneels the character and passes the marshalling phase. 2 gold left. Schweik has 4 gold left. Schweik passes his pre-challenge actions. Leonard thinks about playing a challenge. And he plays for 2 gold the Tethered Prince, which also comes into play knelt, but he can trigger Aryan and steal Feline and Intrigue icon. So Schweik doesn't have any pre-challenge action anymore and decided to do a military challenge. He's just thinking about which character he wants to declare as attacker. Leonard doesn't have any military icon, so this challenge will be unopposed. And he declares all his Castellan characters, so Helmut, Wolfgang, Feline, as well as Schweik. It's unopposed. Claim will be the Princess Attend. And then renown for Schweik and Feline, intimidate Ariane. There should be 2 more inside, which Schweik forgot again. He then uses the location to kneel the last standing character, so the whole board from Leonard is knelt. Schweik then declares a power challenge. He declares Schweik, Helmut, and Wolfgang. No defender, so it's unopposed. Schweik tries to claim a power, but Leonard hasn't any to steal, so he gets 1 renown for Schweik as well as 2-time insight. So there's an intrigue challenge left, as well as another challenge of his choice because of the effect of Helmut. But Schweik first triggers the judge card, the judge character, to search for the judge card and put the judge card into hand. The judge card says, ruling, interrupt, cancel a triggered card effect. If the cancelled effect was on an event card, you may remove that event and all copies in any player's deck or discard pile from the game. If the cancelled effect was on a character, location, or attachment card, you may place a rules token on that card. Opponents cannot trigger that effect again. Well, really strong. And he can play it every round again because of his judge. Schweik was calculating the power amount. He recognized he could win this round, but instead ending the game like a cat plays with his mice, he decided to pass challenges, get the 1 power for dominance, and he wants to play another round. It seems he has a lot of fun. I don't know how much fun Leonard has at this point. So we're in the plot phase of round 3, both player considering the next plot. Leonard already choose one, as well as Shrike at this moment. Leonard goes with the Smith and Shrike plays one beer too many, a 4-12-1. Disaster plot says raise the claim value on one beer too many by the number of claim tokens on it. Forced interrupt, after an opponent triggers an effect, put a claim token on one beer too many. Also this plot is a really strong one. If Leonard tries to trigger his plot, Shrike would get an additional claim token for his plot. So let's see. Leonard's forced interrupt. The tethered prize goes back to Shadow. It's not triggered by Leonard, but by the game, so there's no trigger for the plot of Shrike. Shrike decided that Leonard will be the start player, so he's collecting income, and Shrike recognized at this point that he hasn't checked reserve and discard the castle. Even it gives Shrike a claim token, he decided to kneel his War Scorpion, to kneel the Stairs of Stahleck, so Shrike isn't able to kneel one of his characters. So Shrike gets this claim token. And Leonard pays 3 to bring Ricasso into game. He comes into play Melt because of Stars of Starlight. He bestows him with 1. He then kneel Pinch of Powder. He probably wants to kneel another location. Could be the money location. Still thinking about the best choice. But he then passes his marshalling phase and didn't trigger it. He just forgot to set the pinch of powder up again. So it's Shrike's turn at this moment. He collects income. 4 for his plot, 2 for the cafeteria. He then kneels the cafeteria for 3 another gold. And for 2 he plays a card into Shadow. So still 7 gold left to marshal stuff. He then pays 3 gold to play GOT Volunteer. It's actually me. 3 cost character, triple icons, 4th strength, 2nd edition, insight. Reaction: after GOT Volunteer enters play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add up 2 of those cards to your hand and place the other on the bottom of your deck. I like my card design very well. Didn't know that I will be in this deck, but I'm really happy about it. It's kinda sweet. So he triggers me, draw 3 cards, chooses 2 of them to put on to hand, and discards 1 of the cards on the bottom of his decks. Shrike then plays for 1 gold the Baccarat Towns shop. It's a limited card. It gives him 2 gold, 1 reserve as well as 1 innie. Really good one. It's not unique, so he could play it 3 times. Beautiful. I want this for every of my decks. Shrike then passes marshalling phase, so he goes with 3 gold into the challenge phase. Leonard goes with 2 gold, both thinking about pre-challenge action. Leonard plays 2 the spears for 0 cost, gets a claim token on the plot of Shrike, and Shrike plays the judge card for 1 cost, so the event is cancelled. He could discard all the further to the Spears cards from Leonard's deck, but Leonard told him there will be no more to the Spears into the deck, so they don't search the deck for another copy of To the Spears. Leonard is start player, so he should have the first pre-challenge action again, but instead Schweik needs his judge to bring the judge card event back to his hand. So at this point Leonard plays his other To the Spears card, the last one in his deck, which was on his hand, to trigger again. Schweik at this moment thinks about cancelling with the judge card he shouldn't have at this point into hand, but he then decides to not use the event, and Leonard declares power challenge with Ariane as well as with the reducer. Stealth on Schweik. So we currently have an attacking strength of 9, 6 from Ariane, 2 from the Vast Scorpion and 1 from the reducer. After attackers are declared, it's Leonard's action window again, and he pays 2 gold to bring the Tethered Prize out of shadows to trigger Ariane and steal a power icon from Helmut. Schweik gets an claim icon and claim token for it. It would be the perfect timing to play the judge card and cancel Ariane's trigger, so she would get a rules token and Leonard wouldn't be able to trigger Ariane again, but Schweik decides not to play his judge card. Schweik still has 3 characters with power icon to defend this challenge: GOT Volunteer, First Edition Elitist, as well as Wolfgang, with a total strength of 15. But before declaring defenders, he ambushes a card. It's Ghost of Castle Stahleck. Ambush 4. Reduce the cost to ambush Ghost of Castle Stahleck by 1 for each Stahleck location in play. So it costs only 1 gold. Reaction: after you win a challenge in which Ghost of Castle Stahleck is defending, return him to your hand to raise the claim value and your reveal plot by 1. Oh, we know this effect anywhere. It seems like Ariahota was role model here. I really like it. So at this moment Schweik declares Wolfgang as well as the Ghost of Castle Stahleck as defender. It's a total strength of 12. He wins the challenge, triggers Ghost of Castle Stahleck, put him back to the hand and raise the claim value on his revealed plot by 1, so it's actual claim 6 for Schweik. At this moment of the game, Leonard asks Schweik for a deal, an unopposed intrigue challenge from him in exchange of an unopposed military challenge of Schweik. Schweik agrees to this deal, so Leonard declares an intrigue challenge with Ariane Martel, strength 7, stealth on Schweik. The challenge is unopposed. Leonard triggers raids. It's 1 more claim token for Schweik, and he would have loved to play 50 accusation to Neil Schweik, but he can't Neil Schweik because he's immune to opponent's effect. He then reminds of his pinch of powders, wants to trigger to bring Feline back to hand, but Schweik plays the judge card at this moment, so pinch of powder gets an rules token and Leonard can't trigger this effect until the end of the game. Still thinking about which plot he flips into. It is the pointy end. His target is Feline, so she loses her 2 power and Schweik is down to 12 power. The tether price goes back to Shadows. Leonard gains 1 power for an unopposed challenge. Then claim. It's another copy of Helmut. There were then a little bit of small talk, which I skipped in this video because the audio quality was bad anyway. So Leonard passes challenges at this point and it's Schweik's turn with challenges. He declares a military challenge with Helmut, Wolfgang and Schweik. I don't know why he doesn't declare Feline as attacker who has renown. The challenge is unopposed. He forgot to claim the unopposed power. He gives renown for Schweik, insight for Schweik and Helmut. Leonard claims every character except Ariane, who had a dupe. Again, a lot of small talk, which I cut at this moment just because of the bad quality of the sound. Before Schweik then finally declares the last challenge, a power challenge, with Schweik as well as with Helmut, which is unopposed, claim, renown, and Schweik win this game with 15-0 with no chance for Leonard. What do you guys think? Is there a deck that could defeat this champion deck? Feel free to post the deck list in the comments. Thanks for watching and goodbye.